What's up, YouTube? Mike here from Techno GI, and I want to do kind of it's not necessarily a review, but kind of my thoughts or comparison of the Apple Watch and the Pebble Time. Now, obviously, neither of these watches are available to purchase yet. You can get the Apple Watch on the 24th of April and the Pebble Time shortly thereafter, depending on if you did pre-order or not. But really, is why I want to talk about these is, if you're an Apple user, you really only have two options. You can get either a Pebble, which of course works with iOS or Android, or you can get the Apple Watch, which only works with an iPhone. So you're kind of limited as an iPhone user, whereas, if you own an Android device, there's quite a few big watches out there now as far as smartwatches go. But really, I kind of wanted to compare the two and tell you kind of what I think and which one that I would like to buy. Like right now, as you can see, I'm currently rocking a first-gen Pebble Steel. I use it with my iPhone. I'm an iPhone user. It works great. So with that, let's kind of get into the specs. So first, I guess we'll kind of talk about the Apple Watch. We've all seen the keynotes. There's no big surprise. It's kind of cool, but at the same time, I'm not personally a fan of it. When I first saw it, when they announced it it was back in October, and it kind of showed the design. I don't know. To me, I didn't really like the design personally. I prefer the round face, like from the Moto 360, but obviously I've got a square face anyways. But design's okay. Again, that's personal preference. Like any Apple product, the hardware is going to be well made. Essentially, it's going to be high quality craftsmanship. But so let's kind of get into the big thing that everybody worries about, and that's price. The Apple Watch, it starts at $349, and that's for the sport version, and that would be for the 38 millimeter, which is essentially the size that for a female, or smaller wrist, smaller hand. So really, most males out there, you're going to want the 42 millimeter, which starts at $399, and that's for the sport edition. And of course, we all know that it goes up from there. You can go all the way up to $10,000. We've all seen it all over the internet. If you want to get the Apple Watch edition with the gold, you're paying 10 grand or more. And even with the sport watch, the price just goes up with bands. Whereas we'll talk about the Pebble. The price on the Pebble Time, which is upcoming, you got essentially the all plastic one, which is $199, and then you can get the Pebble Time Steel, which is a steel watch, and that goes up to $299, or basically $300. So price wise, obviously the Pebble is way cheaper than the Apple Watch. And along with that, with the Pebble, we all know that we'll talk about battery life. You're going to get 7 days, up to 7 days of battery life with the Pebble. Now with the Apple Watch, of course we know from the keynote, they said you'll get up to 18 hours of battery life. And that's with, light use. I would be shocked if you can get 18 hours. I think it's going to be more around the lines of 5 to 6 hours. Maybe even less, maybe even more, depending on what you do with it. But most people, you're going to want to play with it. So I anticipate you're going to have to charge it a couple times a day. But again, we won't know till we get our hands on it. But I think the Apple claim of 18 hours is BS, to be honest with you. And of course, with the Pebble, the face is always on. It's an e-ink display, and with the Pebble Time, it's going to be color, but it's always on, which is cool. So really, the difference is the Pebble is a watch first, whereas the Apple Watch is kind of a watch. The watch portion is kind of an afterthought. Going into, of course, some of the internal specs. They both got Bluetooth 4.0. They're both water resistant to an extent. With the Pebble, I know I shower with mine. I do the dishes with it. I think it's IP67. I could be wrong. I know the Apple Watch is, it's going to be able to get, you can expose it to water. It's not necessarily going to hurt it. Obviously, with either watch, you probably can't swim with them, but as far as water resiliency, they're both probably pretty similar. Maybe the edge going out to the Time. As far as charging, they both have their own proprietary chargers. We know the Apple Watch has got the MagSafe charger. We've all seen the little animations, and I'll show some of the videos, clips, and pictures as I'm doing this. You'll see it in the corner up here. The tech specs both got a 3D accelerometer, a compass, ambient light sensor, and now new for the Pebble is a microphone, so you can do the Dick Tracy thing where you can talk to your wrist. In the previous generation, the one I have here, you can't do that. The Apple Watch, you'll be able to do that. You'll be able to take calls from your wrist. But really, with the Apple Watch, there's quite a bit you can do with it. Again, it's an accessory to your phone, so with both watches, you can get your notifications. And obviously, you've got to have your phone. Neither of them have internal GPS to them, but that's why you got to carry your phone with you. Now, Apple touts theirs as a big fitness thing, and it'll take your heart rate, and for whatever reason, they say it's more intimate. You can send, your heartbeat, which I think is absolutely retarded. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but if you want to, you can send that to someone else who has an Apple Watch. But really, trying to not make this too long, but it boils down to, for me, personally, I want a watch that's a watch first, and for that, you really can't beat the Pebble. 5 to 7 days of battery life. The display is always on, and it does all the notifications. I can do the Dick Tracy thing if I want, and it actually, the new Pebble Time looks pretty good. I threw a picture up here. You should have saw it. Had the Pebble Time steel, had the red band, kind of the goldish color. It looked really nice, actually. And of course, the Apple Watch, it's been all over the internet. There's multiple configurations. And again, for looks, it's going to come to personal preference. But for the value, honestly, I don't see how you can beat the Pebble. The Apple Watch is just insanely overpriced, and it's going to be outdated in 10 months anyways. Me personally, I don't know why you want to be the first, generation adopter for the Apple Watch. Personally, I would wait till next year's model so they work out the bugs, probably better battery life, etc. And maybe the price will come down. But right now, I just think the price is just outrageous. The thing about Apple, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but if you take a rock and you put an Apple logo on it, somebody's going to buy it. There's a lot of eye sheep out there. I'm not necessarily loyal to one brand or the other. I'd like Apple products. There's a lot of them I like, a lot of them I don't like. But as far as the Apple Watch goes, I just think it's a lot of smoke and mirrors. Apple's very good at presenting and marketing. They're probably the best company at marketing in the world. They just make you want their products by their commercials, by just, I don't know, they have a way of making you drink the Kool-Aid. But personally, I'm not a fan of the Apple Watch, so I'm personally probably going to pass on it. I may still try and buy one just so I can review it, but I don't think it's, for what you're paying, I just don't think it warrants the price. I don't know what they're smoking when they put out those prices. Especially, for me, I've got pretty big hands and wrists, so I'm going to have to start at basically $400. So I'm going to have to get the 42 millimeter Sport Edition. And if I want to change the band or anything, it just goes up from there exponentially. So $400 for maybe 5 hours of battery if I'm using heavy use. If I really don't use it, 18 hours. I don't know. I just can't justify spending $400 when I've got to charge it every single night. If you got the money, great. Personally, I would pass on it. So those are just my thoughts. I think the Pebble Time is better for your value. It's a watch first. That's personally what I'm going to get as far as for a keeper. But if you have any varying opinions or thoughts, leave it in the comments below. I do read those. And anything else you'd want to see, let me know. And as always, like and subscribe. Thanks.